Welcome to Sqwadcast. On this episode, I talk over Tim every time he tries to speak. Also, something about movies.
Man.
I sure did.
I think that actually might be our actual intro.
I wouldn't have thought.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
9.
9?
Oh, God damn.
That actually kind of works out well since we're going to be talking about movies today. I mean, a Hitler joke doesn't really. I mean,
he's in movies.
He's in multiple movies.
He was.
He's
in
actually
movies.
the plot behind a lot of movies.
Hitler himself was in movies. He was a star. He actually wasn't a. Never mind.
There really wasn't anywhere for that to go.
Yeah.
Glorious Bastards. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I think that may have been the most satisfying movie of all time.
Probably
I've
one
watched
of
it
them.
once.
Spoiler warning, any movie where Hitler takes a spray of submachine gun fire to the face. It's the most satisfying movie of all time. At the very least, top 5.
Actually, I guess we should probably say that in the beginning.
Spoiler
alert.
Spoiler alert for whatever we decide to talk about.
The entire show.
If you don't like having movies, we don't even know what we're going to talk about yet.
Spoiled
for you.
But don't watch. Or listen.
I actually read an article. They're saying it was something like 5 main characters who ended up ruining everything in the movie.
I can think of some video games like that too.
Yeah.
But one of them was about Glorious Bastards, and they said the bastards ruined everything because they went into the movie theater when it was going to be blown up anyway. And I was like, they never met Shoshana. So how would they know?
They didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, I was like, that whole... Did you
I
guys watch the movie?
Didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, like, that never... They never crossed paths. Anyway, episode 9 of Sqwadcast. Movies.
In general,
Things.
just nothing about movies specifically,
Yeah.
just movies.
Before we get started, my sincerest apologies to Idris Elba for omitting you from episode 8. So, sorry. Also,
is that the first reference to Idris Elba? So we just need to make one more, which we're going to do.
So, open invite to future Sqwadcast free of charge.
Yeah, we'll make a slot available for you. It'll be hard to make room for a guy like Idris Elba.
Dude, could you imagine if he actually watched this shit and then was like, hey, like, I'll come
They
on
didn't
your
talk
podcast.
about me in episode 8? What is this shit?
Yeah, well,
No, but like,
I need to show up.
Just messages Tim like, yeah, dude,
I've
I'll
tweeted
come
at
on
him
your
multiple times.
podcast. Like,
Idris Elba, man.
fuck it,
He
we'll buy
seems
your
like a
plane
cool
ticket.
guy.
Ugh, I don't know.
I feel like if we
We'll
put
put
some
together
resources
all our
together,
part-time
it would be
job
worth it. It would be
salaries
worth it.
for
We could
that
just
plane
add
ticket.
cents to the fucking podcast
It-
a Sqwadcast with Idris Elba would make us so many
As long
entire
as he tweets
dollars.
about it too, because
True.
like, we
we
could probably make the money back.
It's true. All right, business plans for Sqwadcast. That's public knowledge now. This is all about movies. All right.
Hashtag Idris for Sqwadcast. Idris Sqwadcast. No, that doesn't work.
Idris Cast.
Moving on.
Idris Sqwadcast.
So,
Cast.
we're going to talk about movies
Eventually, we'll get to the movies.
Hash brown.
as soon as
Hash
we get our
browns.
collective shit together. But we've been trying to do that since episode 1.
Collective shit.
Collective shit.
As a squad, casting.
Casting our shit. We have yet to get it back together.
Wow. Could you imagine if we all had to poop at the same time?
I'm pretty sure I'm on the same poop cycle as a couple people.
The same poop cycle. Like, are you?
Is it like menstruation? Spend enough time together? Yeah.
I was gonna go there, but I didn't
Oh,
want
God.
to.
I feel like that would be the worst way to cohabitate. It's like you guys always have to go to the bathroom at the same time. That's bad roommates.
Dude, imagine trying to, like...
You have to flip a coin every time or
Yeah.
something? Or
Oh, this
rock,
house-
paper, scissors?
Alright, you get the toilet, I'll get the shower.
Or you guys like? Or you guys requiem
Or
for
we'll
a dream
both
in?
go, don't cross the streams.
Yeah, but if they had to poop together, it's just requiem for a dream
Right.
in, ass to ass. Like one's on one half of the toilet seat, one's on the other half. See, we're making movie alliterations
No
here.
screen peeking.
Wow.
Just somebody's got to hold up a towel so no one can look.
I hold the left side, you hold the right side.
We've both got to wear noise-canceling headphones.
Why are you holding it parallel? Hold it
That's what I mean. I was holding it like over my shoulder.
Wow.
What a good start to episode 9.
So the Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower. Idris Elba.
Everybody has been dying for the Dark Tower to be made. That is the number one thing I have been hearing people like hype up. I have not read the book.
Neither have
I know almost nothing about it, but I've just heard people talk like, "Oh man, there needs to be a series or a movie. The Dark Tower. It's amazing. I wish I knew more about it, but it seems incredible."
That brings up the first point of... Oh, sorry, cookies and cream milk. Come back.
Oh. Please don't throw up on Sqwadcast.
Look, this is the part where I get to talk over Tim. Look, he did a lot of gun fu in that movie. Trailer. Yeah. I haven't seen the movie yet. But it's not out. But gun fu, man. No movie with gun fu has ever been bad. Don't talk to me about Equilibrium.
Wanted.
Or Wanted. Or, any of the movies that have ever included gun fu.
Equilibrium was great.
Equilibrium was stupid as hell. Equilibrium is stupid as hell.
I'm sorry.
But the action is fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It is a fun goddamn movie.
Hey, we already said spoiler alert. Sean Bean's in it, and guess what? He dies.
Yep.
Kills himself.
Yeah.
In the
Equilibrium.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've gone into the future, watched the movie.
Well, then again,
if he's even a casting decision, he's the dramatic death in the third act.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Bean dies in everything.
Everything.
I'm pretty sure.
Lord of the Ring. Okay. Is it spoiler alerts for you guys too? Like, because I don't want to spoil some shit.
Nah.
If we're in on the joke that Sean Bean dies and everything, I don't think it's a spoiler that he dies in things.
Dude, literally, I don't even have to watch a movie to know Sean Bean dies. I see Sean Bean's name in the cast.
I think there's one movie that
he was in a TV show called Legends or something, and I was like, so when's he gonna die in this? Just season finale? Are they just gonna bring him back to life every new season? Something like that? Necro Sean Bean?
Kill him. Zombie Sean Bean. Kill him.
And then he's just a shambling skeleton by season 5 with
kill him
shitty
too.
beard. I'm on board with that.
He's a White Walker in the new season of Game of Thrones. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he died.
We've also gone into the future, watched the new season of Game of Thrones, then came back as well. But yeah, I haven't been disappointed by very many Stephen King movies.
Stephen King.
Well, I mean, that brings up... I guess 2 points is adapting books to movies and the hype surrounding a movie before it even comes out. Because I know, based off my Reddit readings, because I haven't read the books either, this is apparently a 4 or 5 part book series, The Dark Tower. Mm-hmm. And people on Reddit are like, well, they can't make 5 books into a 2-hour movie, and apparently it starts halfway through the 3rd book and doesn't cover some of the parts. Doesn't matter. It's a movie. It's creative. It's supposed to be different from the books.
It's supposed to be a little different, and you want it to cover the pivotal moments in the series. What I get from Stephen King fans is that the first book is kind of setting the stage and establishing everything, which in a movie, if you do it right,
can be
takes 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? So book 1, done. Book 2, characters meet probably the next 30 minutes. If it takes 30 minutes for the two of them to meet and be buddy and for Idris Elba to start murdering everyone with gun fu. Great. We've got a whole hour and a half of supernatural, interdimensional devil combat with guns.
God, that's the best sentence. I think I'm a little hard.
Oh.
Interdimensional gun fu devil combat.
I'm on board. I'm 100% on board.
And if you weren't already hard, Matthew McConaughey.
Well, I just went soft.
Wow. Alright, so we know what turns off Robbie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's Ryan and Robbie and me and Blake.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise!
We say halfway through Sqwadcast.
Introduction.
It's okay. That's what the text description is for.
So I think the biggest victim of the adaptation, though, would be Harry Potter. Because there's a lot especially, I think, book 4 through 7, there's a lot left out. Like, first 3 books weren't that long to begin with, so there wasn't really a lot to leave out. But then they got bigger and bigger, and more got left out in the movies. So you think that hurts the movie? Do you think people should just not try to connect it to the books as much and just see, okay, the Harry Potter movies and the books are 2 separate things?
Well, you hit the core stuff, though. So, a lot of the stuff left out, it's important, but it's not that important.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
A lot of it is like, you lose a lot of description and a little bit of backstory on side characters. Like, the Battle of Hogwarts in the 7th book was kind of glossed over in the movies. There was a lot more detail to it. It lasted, 15 chapters or something like that. Or it felt like it did, because there were just so many different perspectives going on and all these things happening. But in the movie, it happens over the course of, 15 minutes. And they kind of can't do everything with it. Which I feel is, probably the biggest failing of the last 2 movies. For the first part being that part 1 was the bad part of that book. Which was, hey, let's go hide in a magical tent for, 3 hours. Cool.
Okay, guys.
Good job. Spoiler alert, Dobby dies. He gets ganked.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Ganked.
Wow.
Anyway.
I haven't heard that word in fucking forever.
Sounds a bit sexual.
I flashback to my World of Warcraft days and all that kind of shit. Guild Wars. And...
Look, a wizard fucking threw a knife at a magical fucking elf. Is there really...
Is there a better word to describe that than ganked? Probably not.
Ganked.
Oh,
anyway.
Man. It's also, probably as someone who actually has watched most of Supernatural, it is part of my vocabulary now, because it's dropped 8 times a fucking episode, and it's one of the worst parts of that series, is the repetitive language.
I think this just became my favorite episode of Sqwadcast.
Dude, I can't do Supernatural anymore. When they threw in that musical episode, I was about to just hang myself.
Are they on, season 13?
I think they're on season 12.
I heard really good things about it. I haven't watched
the first, 6 seasons are fucking amazing. The first
6 seasons are amazing.
The first 6 seasons are some of the best TV ever put together. And it was, when it was still the WB. And then for the first 2 seasons, and then they traded it to the CW. Then they finished out the main arc, and they were like, well, we're still making money hand over fist. Who's got 6 more seasons in them?
Let's
just stretch everything out. Let's just throw the most ridiculous things.
Yeah, and it's kind of the new X-Files and its monster of the week silliness.
So
but they do have a talent for making funny as shit episodes. Like the episode where they transported to the real world and were the actors playing themselves.
Wow.
That was still... Oh my god, that still made me cringe. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
So back to movies. Adaptations of books.
Adaptations of books to movies. Which is...
Yeah.
Way to go, tangent... My fault. Yeah.
Damn it, Ryan.
My whole thing is people who get upset when books aren't...
Exactly.
That don't... When the movies don't align with the books, don't fucking watch the movie.
Yeah.
You know it's not going to.
It's not going to be the same. Obviously. Like, you can write a lot more in a book than you can do in a 2-hour movie. Or even a series, for that matter. Like, I know we're not supposed to be talking about series, but just a quick thing about, like Game of Thrones, right? Like, they didn't get everything that is in the books in the show because there's fucking too much. There's too much. And people will get bored watching some boring interactions between people that aren't really necessarily pertinent to the storyline. So cut that shit out and then just get to the good meaty shit.
Yeah, you've got to streamline a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a key point. But also, when you're adapting books to movies in particular, you also have a problem with a book series, like going back to Harry Potter, when you have Book 6, which was not a shining point of the series at all. The Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Which you can spark note that down to about 30 seconds. Harry has an emo streak, and Snape kills Dumbledore, and then you have to kind of make up about 8 more sentences worth of shit.
Half-Blood Prince.
And they explain Horcruxes. The end.
Yeah.
And
the spider died.
Oh yeah.
Can't forget about that.
That mattered at all.
Yeah, that really mattered.
And
the spider?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Spider
Yeah,
from the
exactly.
second, the spider from the second movie.
Oh,
and
who gives a shit?
Exactly.
I don't even know the spider's name. Aragon or something?
You're
okay,
crazy.
different series.
Yeah.
You're very
No,
close. It's Aragog.
Yeah, it's Aragog.
something like
But-
that.
I don't know
to
how
be
I still remember
confused
that.
with the dragon Aragon.
Yeah.
Aragog, Aragon.
A G
Didn't they
and
make
an
a movie
N.
about that,
the
too?
fuck
Yes,
outta here.
they
it
did.
was good.
Horrible, I
was-
heard, yeah.
Yeah.
It was not good.
They were supposed to do all the books, but they ended up just stopping, right?
Yeah,
After
because
the
they were
first
like, oh, that's gonna,
Not do
cost
well.
us hundreds of millions of dollars.
In CGI alone. Yeah. I read the book. It was alright.
I like
Never
the
watched the
book.
movie.
I mean, I read it when I was, 13.
I read
so.
The Giving Tree.
What the fuck does that have to do with...
Oh no, talking about books you read.
I heard... Okay, well...
Are we?
no. Well, The Giver had a movie adaptation of
I feel like
the
every
book.
book has a movie
Right?
adaptation.
Now you've got the what is it, the Maze Runner series?
Maze Runner, yeah.
Is
that
The
on
second one sucked. The second movie sucked balls. I
The
never watched
Scorch
the
something?
Scorch Trials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Dude, I could not
But-
do the Hunger
Hunger
Games. I
Games,
got
yeah.
like 10 minutes into the second Hunger Games and just left. I was like, fuck this.
I watched the first
okay.
one.
The second one? Or like...
The second one.
Okay.
I watched the first one. The first one
It's
wasn't that bad.
What do they have? 4
But it
or
was
5?
pretty. There's
4 or 5?
no. There's,
I think
there's 4, but they
There's
split.
4. The third
three.
one is
Yeah.
the last 2 are part 1 and 2
Yeah,
of the third and final
Mockingbird
book.
1 and 2, right?
It's like what they did.
Mockingjay?
Mockingjay.
Yeah, Mockingjay.
It's like what they did with Harry Potter. The 7th book
So
was
it's-
split.
And
Hunger
Twilight
Games, Catching
and
Fire,
Twilight
then
just needs to.
Mockingjay Part 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Part 2.
Well, I haven't even seen. Like I said, like the second one was on Netflix.
Ted, hot as shit.
The undercut Natalie Dormer. All right.
Who?
But
The only person I know from the Hunger Games is Woody Harrelson.
Natalie Dormer was in Game of Thrones.
Jennifer Lawrence?
Marjorie Tyrell.
Forgot about
yeah,
her.
Jennifer
Did you watch
Lawrence.
Game of
Though,
Thrones?
No.
Oh, so then.
Okay. Well,
she was also in
I don't
another.
have HBO. Some of us are broke.
I want to say Showtime series.
Natalie Dormer?
It was like
Yeah.
about King Henry.
Does she got
Henry
leaked
VIII?
nudes?
I
Does
think
she have what?
Leaked news.
was it Anne
They're
Boleyn?
not.
she's
They're not
nude.
leaked.
Yeah.
She's
she's nude in
was
a
it
lot
Anne
of
Boleyn?
her-
Oh.
I think she's hot, dude.
I think that's the one.
What are we talking about?
Natalie
What
Dormer.
Tim was talking about,
Natalie Dormer.
Ryan and Tim.
She just likes that. I guess dressing up like that.
I guess.
Maybe I guess she's gotten typecasted, unfortunately.
Anyway, so
Maybe she
I
just
guess
likes doing that
the next point would be
Yeah, what was the other?
the hype surrounding movies, because nowadays they get teasers and 3 different trailers and
Like Suicide Squad.
Ah!
Cringe.
Oh! God. The only
Yeah,
thing
that-
good about that movie, there's 2 things good about that movie. One, how... Oh, fuck.
Let's
Jared
get,
Leto did Joker. I actually really liked the
It
way
was
he
kind of a
portrayed it.
return to the Joker's origins.
With the time he had, and
with the time he had.
with what they allotted him time-wise in
No,
the
they cut
actual movie.
a lot.
They
Exactly,
cut a lot.
exactly.
So
with
that wasn't
what they
really-
had, with what he had on screen, he did a very good job. And the script he was handed and the direction he was given, I think he did a very good job portraying Joker. I think.
I think he was a little calm for my Joker.
Well,
I feel like Joker should.
I
be
mean,
a
I
little
guess you're
more-
kind of tainted by
Yay.
Heath Ledger, but
No, you just said Ledger.
Leisure. I accidentally said. Anyway, but
Tainted.
Wait, how do you say his last name?
No, I was
Ledger.
kidding because
Ledger.
he said tainted, and I was
Just saying,
doing
if it was
a
anything
misdirection.
I've been saying
No.
Ledger my whole life, and it's something other
No, it
than
is
that.
yeah,
Ledger.
it's not. No. But
Well, yes, but I think I've looked at Jokers differently, knowing that no one will ever top Heath Ledger.
yeah,
So, like,
I think Jared Leto did a good
how
job.
about we
I
stop
don't
comparing
think-
everything
But they're
to
all
Heath
different
Ledger?
Jokers, though, so you can't keep
That's
comparing
exactly- I'm
Heath
just-
Ledger's Joker is amazing purely inside of the Dark Knight series.
Yeah. Mhm.
Easily the best villain of all. of them.
Absolutely.
But I'm adding in the animated, all of the Batmans. Mark Hamill is the best Joker of all time. Done.
Well, that's the classic argument.
Yeah.
He only does
Do the
voicing.
Arkham series Joker.
But I mean, like,
Arkham series Joker was Mark Hamill.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yo, that motherfucker killed me.
He was the voice actor for all the animated Jokers
Exactly.
too,
Did he
except
do-
So rude.
except for
Not
Under the Red Hood. That was
did he
the
do,
guy who voiced Bender.
Did you guys see? I think I told you to watch it. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Assault on Arkham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Have you seen?
which was
Is it
basically
still on
the
Netflix?
concept for the Suicide Squad
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Twisted
Except
a little bit.
they did a much better job with Arkham.
DC
or
animated
Assault on-
movies are better than DC live action movies.
absolutely
Yeah.
150%.
Oh,
I'll
boy.
give DC that all day.
Marvel's animated movies are garbage.
Yeah.
They are.
Marvel's
Well, okay.
animated
There's a
series are
couple.
okay.
There's a couple that aren't that
Yeah,
bad.
but
I watched.
money in live action versus money in animation.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but DC's wasting money on bad live action movies. When
Dude,
they
but
could
I
be
look
making
forward to
more
like
good
those animated
movies.
Justice
Yeah.
League movies.
like, it's just stick to your strong suit. You know, like if you're good at doing DC, if you're good at doing animated stuff, and it seems to be making you money or it's popular, just stick to that. Don't fucking convolute and taint your brand
Don't-
by.
Stop saying taint.
What? What is with you and taint?
You know why they call it the taint? Because it taint the balls and it taint the asshole.
Fine, fine. Don't
that sounds like a
grundle your
shamanism.
movies.
What?
Don't grundle your movies.
Don't grundle.
My
Yeah,
whole thing with
don't fleshy funbridge your movies.
My whole thing with the DC movies is they make it look like they do all this gay stuff in there. Like
In
have you
animated
seen them?
movies?
No,
Or the live action?
The live action ones. Like you
Yeah.
see, like just how it's filmed.
Yeah, I don't.
Because Zack Snyder
It's
just
Zack
thinks
fucking
dark
Snyder's fault, man.
means
Like
actual
I
darkness.
think-
Stop slow
Not
moing a
dark
dude
tone.
walk through a fucking field. I don't care.
dude, I thought
It's like 20 minutes long, too.
Man of Steel was decent.
Blech.
I thought.
I think
bad.
Man of Steel was decent, and it would have been better if he had taken the goddamn grayscale out of it
Yeah.
and made it actually
That's
colorful.
yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
fucking
decent.
Zack Snyder,
Yeah.
dude. He just wants to add grayscale or sepia tones to
But have
everything,
you-
and then slow mo shit that
That's
shouldn't
what I'm
ever be
saying,
slow
dude.
mo.
All this
The
slow
slow-mo was
The fucking,
egregious
have
in
you
Batman
seen
v
that
Superman.
in
Batman
trailer
v
for
Superman
Justice League?
when he was walking to the crypt of his parents or whatever, and he was like walking through the cornfield or the wheat field or whatever, and I'm sorry, it wasn't that like
It wasn't that
it
emotional.
wasn't that powerful. It wasn't. Everyone knows that Batman's fucking parents are dead, and he's like 35 at this point, so it's not like it's.
I
like,
think he's supposed to
you
be
know
in his
that.
40s by
Yeah,
this
I
point.
wanna
Yeah,
say
or
he's in the
40s, yeah,
40s.
whatever it is. It's just like it's not emotional at this point in time. Like if it was fucking 14-year-old Bruce Wayne or whenever his parents died, then that shit would be emotional. You know, like a little kid going to the crypt of his parents with like a fucking rose, slow mo that
I
shit.
think just
That's
about
fine,
every
whatever.
movie that has Batman in it that introduces Batman overdoes the friggin' intro and the my parents are dead.
the origin
like,
story kind of
Yeah,
thing.
they way overdo that and waste
Yeah.
too much time on it. They could literally just do an establishing shot of his parents' graves and then pan up to Wayne Manor and you're good.
Yeah. I mean,
And instead of a 5-minute flashback where he falls down the well and sees the bats and like
yeah, they lift him up. What the fuck?
But then again, that
Come
was like
on.
a dream or some bullshit. I'm pretty sure.
it's
I mean, whatever it was, it could have been a fever dream, but like, still, I don't know, man. It's just
I think the whole origin with Batman and Spider-Man, everybody fucking knows Uncle Ben dies. Everybody knows Batman's parents die.
Well,
Batman.
Marvel's-
Okay, Uncle Ben dies in one of the adaptations of Spider-Man. It's not all of them, right? Like his
Well, no, but it's just like
Well,
in
that's
the
a
regular
lot of
every time
Spider-Man.
they do
in
it.
Same
the
thing for
most
Batman.
prominent
In
version
the
of the
regular
story.
Spider-Man, then Uncle Ben dies, yes. But in the other ones, he dies, but it wasn't like him trying to fucking protect some people on the streets or like get into a street fight. He's just been dead. Or some shit, right?
right.
Because like the new one in Homecoming, it's just his aunt.
Yeah.
And Uncle Ben is not a thing. Like, it's not a
Yeah,
change,
but
a
in the new
life-changing-
one, he's already got the powers. So
Yeah.
Well, he
That's
does.
what I'm saying.
Yes,
And
he
that's
already has.
why I can respect that.
that's
They're
why I can respect
starting
that. Is
off-
they're like, okay, look, we've introduced Spider-Man, we've seen him fight,
Mhm.
we get it. Everyone who is going to watch this movie knows what happens.
and that's why I
And
think that this.
There's
movie's
going to be a
great.
friggin' establishing shot, probably, of a picture of Uncle Ben on the mantle
Yeah,
somewhere.
and then they pan
they're
backwards,
going,
and that's
and
it.
then they're never going to speak of it again, and it's going to be the best Spider-Man movie
Yes.
in a long
Exactly.
time.
And I think the
Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero movies ever made.
With-
Tobey Maguire. The Spider-Man
Amazing
2.
Spider-Man.
Doc Ock.
No. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Doc Octopus.
I can't do
picture
words.
Tobey
If you've
Maguire
been
as a
listening to
superhero.
Sqwadcast, you know this.
I just want Jonah Jameson to be J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, look, let's face it, they're just the same person now.
Yo, but he's commissioned.
Be whoever he wants.
And he's Fletcher in Whiplash. Awesome movie.
And
underrated.
he's Cave Johnson in Portal 2.
Nice. We did it.
We did it.
But
And
anyway, so Spider-Man. I think the best thing about Homecoming, I mean, we haven't seen it yet because it hasn't come out, but so far from what we know, obviously they've nailed the time period correctly, right? Like, he's a high school student. He was never in college. I don't understand why they always started all these other Spider-Mans when he was in fucking
He wasn't.
college.
Andrew Garfield was in high school.
Andrew Garfield
Was
was
he?
in high
Yeah.
school.
Wasn't he like a senior, like going into college?
No,
though,
he was
or
in
something?
college.
Well, no, he was
in high school. both
Andrew
movies.
Garfield was in high school, but
Okay, he looked too old for it.
He did
that's
look.
definitely everything he
He
was
looked
doing
like a
was way too
25-year-old in
old.
high school.
Yeah.
Just
He did,
like
exactly.
Tobey Maguire, to be
Yeah.
honest.
But I mean, like, don't cast those people then. Don't cast it. But like in the Tobey Maguire one, he was in college.
Tobey
In
Maguire
the
got
first
the
one, he was
powers.
in high school, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
He was a senior in high school, like
Okay,
going...
so don't
He
do
was,
that.
no,
He's
he was
not.
a senior in high school, but going into college because halfway through he graduates.
That's
he got
true.
the powers, then
Yes,
graduated.
yes. Which,
He
okay,
did
first of all,
graduate. I forgot about that.
no, he should not be in college because he never was in the comic books. I mean, probably a lot later, maybe he was, but in the beginning, he was not, like his origin stories. Two, he doesn't have all these fucking web-slinging powers. He never did. Okay?
He used canisters.
Yes, he
Yeah.
made the gadgets,
But
but,
that's-
he had the senses and he had the
And that's what
like sticky shit.
and
Like
that's
he
what
was,
the past two Spider-Mans are doing. So that's what Andrew Garfield did. He created
Right.
the
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, I appreciate Amazing Spider-Man for doing that, and I love them casting, literally just said his name 6 seconds ago. Andrew Garfield. I liked the cast. I don't like how old he looked and all that stuff, but that's besides the point. But yeah, like, they perfectly nailed the who they picked to, I don't know the guy's name. Who's the actor?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. He looks young.
Because
He's
You
like-
can tell he's
like
goofy
17.
and
He's
dorky
tiny and wiry. He's like live
Yeah,
like Spider-Man
exactly.
is supposed to be.
He looks geeky,
Andrew
which is
Garfield
perfect,
never
like-
came across to me as a nerd, which is what Peter Parker's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And
I
it's
think-
great. They nailed it.
Tobey Maguire was a better Peter Parker. I think Andrew Garfield was a better Spider-Man, though, because
I'll
especially
buy
in the
that.
second one, he
Yeah.
was like
Mhm.
more witty and he had fun with it. And I think this Tom Holland's gonna get both of them based
Now-
off Civil War.
Yeah. Now, Mary Jane or other
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy.
Isn't it a new one?
I mean, they're two separate things.
In
Homecoming?
In Homecoming,
Are they adding a new?
or are they just making her?
I don't even
There's
do.
not
I
a-
haven't seen anything.
I haven't heard it.
Oh well,
about
there
them.
is a girl in
There's
there.
a
Yeah,
trailer
there
for the
is.
movie.
There is- yeah, but like, is it? It's got to be Gwen Stacy if she's blonde.
No, black.
She's black.
She's
Yeah,
black haired
it's a-
or black?
It's a black
No,
Mary
like-
Jane.
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
that's why I want to say it's not either of them. I want to say it's a different girl.
I don't think there's.
I
a
don't know,
third
man.
Adaptation in the comics.
look.
Where,
There-
another
to the
Spider-Man
international
has
movie
3
database.
romantic interests of note in the comics.
Oh,
Gwen
really?
Stacy,
Mhm.
Felicia Hardy,
I don't know who that is.
Black Cat,
Oh,
and
but
Mary
Black
Jane.
Cat's.
Da-da-da-da.
I mean, like,
At
you
least
know,
that
go
I
for
know
it.
of. I mean, I'm
To
sure
the
there are people out there who be like, you
international movie database
motherfucker.
we go.
Now,
Michelle.
Michelle.
That's who she's listed as.
Do we know if she's a romantic interest or just
Based
a
off the
friend
trailer,
character?
it seems like it, but I don't know.
Now, how excited would you guys be if they did? Robbie, you might actually know about this too. But
Donald
what-
Glover's in Homecoming?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Donald. Well, okay. What would you think if they did Spider-Gwen? You think they'd ever do it?
We are getting way off topic.
Not really.
We're still talking about movies.
Well, we were
I
talking
think it
about the
would be
hype
down-
of it.
I
We've
think
been
it would
talking
be
about
down to
Spider-Man for like
casting.
15 minutes.
I mean, you can cast. I mean, I don't really care who they cast. I'm just saying, like,
I would not initially be hyped for a Spider-Gwen movie, but I think they could do it right.
But see, the thing is, the fucking series is so well received and liked that I can't imagine. Well, I mean, like, I guess.
I think the casual movie-going audience would be very confused.
Joss Whedon retired. He's not.
Well, I know, but
not retired.
What I'm saying is, well, yeah, he went to DC now.
He retired. That part.
But
what's it?
His
Russo
timeline
brothers.
has been set for the Marvel movies, the upcoming Marvel movies, right? Like,
He set it to 2020, and they're planning a lot more.
They
movies
know they're
going
to keep going.
Yeah,
he planned it out to Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah.
That's the third. That's the third wave of MCU.
Ultron was his last directing
part. Yes,
and I think even writing. I think he was just like, I've done too much.
Which
I need to see my daughter.
Which fair, but now he's working for DC. So like, what the fuck?
I don't think he's planning DC like he did with Marvel. I think what's he doing for DC?
I don't know. All I know is he moved to DC
to the International Movie Database.
Meanwhile, in the International Movie Database.
But again, Spider-Gwen would be a movie that I would not be hyped to see. It's one of those movies you'd have to wait and see if they do it well.
Yeah.
And it's also something you really can't trust critics on, because that would be very eclectic.
So fucking, like, okay, there's two things that I never trust critics on. One, horror movies. Never fucking trust them.
Oh, hell no.
Ever. Particularly anything that's posted on Netflix, if it's a 1-star, or, well, I guess now it's thumbs up, thumbs down, but before, like, 1-star or whatever, sometimes those movies have been really good, okay? I feel like critics never get horror right, like, at all. Like, yeah, sometimes there's really bad ones, and, like, I'll watch them because I like watching bad horrors, and I'll agree with them. But, like, something like The Witch, or, Sinister, like, those horror movies, which are phenomenal. Sinister is probably one of the best recent horror movies I've ever seen. It got like really shitty reviews.
Oh yeah,
which doesn't make sense. That sound, the score to that movie is phenomenal. Actually, I forgot my second thing about Suicide Squad. The score. I really like the music soundtrack that they did to it. Not necessarily the timing on it, but
part of what built the hype for that movie.
Yeah, and exactly. Because they got big name artists to do it.
Yeah,
and that first trailer.
Yeah,
apparently the story behind that first trailer. No, not Heathens.
The other one.
Yeah, wasn't it Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That very first trailer, but apparently that was every single funny part of the movie.
Yeah.
And then when they saw the trailer, the guy was like, hey, you just released everything that's funny. We need to rewrite and reshoot because they're expecting it to have funny tones.
That was a great trailer, though.
That was a fantastic trailer.
That was fantastic. Advertising and marketing did a really good job on that movie. Really good job.
Yeah,
I was hyped as shit to see that movie.
They got me to get there, but then they disappointed the shit out of me.
These movie studios, they contract out the trailers to other companies.
Yeah, exactly.
They send off some of
here's
the
movie. Here's the movie.
They don't even send them the full movie. They send them some of the stuff they've shot thus far and be like, make us a trailer. Done. And they'll go to a good company, and the company will make a ridiculously awesome trailer.
And
then the hype train begins.
Yep. And they got me. They got me hook, line, and sinker. I was like, you know what? This is the turning point for DC. I actually said that. I said DC, or fucking Suicide Squad is going to be DC's turning point in the movie genre. Disappointed as shit. Worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. Besides, well... Okay.
There's
Ice-Tastrophe.
Ice-Tastrophe. It's by far the worst movie.
I have seen it.
What is
that
Ice-Tastrophe?
movie? Is not
if it's
meant
still
to
on
be
Netflix,
good.
watch it.
It
wasn't meant to be good.
Hey, I watched Avalanche Sharks last night.
Well, you just had to say
that was
sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's about a group of
one.
Native American ghost sharks that terrorize a spring break ski resort.
Dude, anything that's on sci-fi, anything that's a sci-fi original is
There's one dude who runs a production company who makes all of those movies.
And he loves it, too, apparently.
His name's like Corman or something like that.
Dude, they're so bad, but at the same time...
They're so bad, they're good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And a ton of them are on Netflix. I have a pile of... cheap-ass movies, like 10 movie box sets, like 10 poppin' and droppin' action movies from Walmart for $5.
Why are we not doing that right
And there's some gems of American cinema on there. Gangster Party, Hostile Takedown. They're all on YouTube too for free.
Oh yeah.
Maverick Movies is the channel. I highly suggest if you have an hour and a half to burn on some of the most poorly made cinema in the history of film, and you have patience and a little bit of understanding on how movies are made, this will be the most joyfully painful experience of your life. Watch Hostile Takedown on YouTube.
Hello? I just want to... Where's the search function? Hold on.
You go up.
There we go.
There you go.
Well, anyway, that brings up, we were going into it and then we went on another tangent.
Wait, this is just the Tangent podcast.
Yeah, basically.
No, that was last week.
I don't know. I think we're giving it a run for its money.
Yeah, that sounds pretty... At least,
Nope, no
So-
Catastrophe on Netflix.
Oh.
Well, Ice Catastrophe's no longer on Netflix, but find it and watch it, because it's horrible. Anyway.
Anyway,
Fine
so-
with that movie.
I like watching the award shows, but it seems a lot of people in our generation, I guess younger people, like below 30, tend to not like them because they like to like other things. They don't trust the opinions of older people. Sometimes I'm in that boat, but other times I'm like,
DiCaprio
these are
still
really
just got
good
his
movies.
First award
Well, yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
But I mean, that brings a, do you just go off your own opinion? Do you trust the Oscars? Because I found some pretty solid movies watching the Oscar movies.
Yeah,
Because the
and
past 3 years, I've watched all the Best Picture nominees, and then I've tried to watch others, but most of them, like Whiplash, is the top 3 movie for me. And I had no idea it existed until I saw the Oscar nominations.
and that's some of the good things that and a lot of the times it's those. I mean, I guess would they be considered indie movies?
Whiplash is an indie movie.
Yeah, so I mean, like there's some indie movies that are
most Oscar nominated ones are.
yeah. So like you find all of these gems that you wouldn't have otherwise seen or heard about. So for that, it's great. Obviously, I love indie movies. I absolutely adore them, and that's probably why I like Ryan Gosling so much. Is because he tends to always skew towards indie movies, and he always does such a good job in it.
Man, he took like a year and a half off, and now he's just all over the place. He did Big Short.
You mean recently, like
recently, like
AAA title kind of movies?
He did Only God Forgives in 2013,
Great movie,
which came out, I think,
like
spring,
3 times though.
spring that year. Yeah, and then he just didn't do anything until the Big Short, which came out Christmas 2 years ago, and then he did Big Short, Nice Guys.
Nice Guys.
Nice Guys is a fantastic.
Wait, didn't he
God, I love
do? Didn't
Nice
he do?
Guys.
American or Gangster
that
Squad?
was like 2011 though.
Oh, that was before
Yeah.
Only God Forgives?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
2011 or 2012.
Yeah.
But like I say, he took a year off, and now he's going to be in. He was in La La Land.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to be in that new one, Song to Song,
I haven't
with
seen half of these movies.
with Rooney Mara and Michael Fassbender and Natalie Portman. So just on the cast alone, I want to see that.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be in the new Blade Runner 2049.
Dude,
So like he just took like a year and a half off,
Fucking-
and then just
Blade Runner though, those shots of fucking Ryan Gosling in front of the, I don't remember what it was. It was like a broken ship or some shit, right?
yes.
Something like that.
I don't know. Well, that's the thing. Like, is there any merit behind Oscars
Absolutely.
nominees? Because I feel like people voting for him have been in the movie business long enough. There's a reason, like, the youngest person is, like, 50 in the Oscar committee.
I get,
like, in the Academy,
I
guess.
definitely get that. However, I feel like they have a skewed vision on movies
I feel
towards
like
the older kind of styling, you know?
yeah. But, I mean, I feel like they go for more realistic movies.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester by the Sea. What Moonlight won this past year.
Yeah.
I mean, La La Land, but Hollywood loves itself. They do. Like, like things that could happen in real life versus, you know, all the superhero movies, all the fantasy movies. I mean, Return of the King won Best Picture back in 2002, but since then.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
and that's something that kind of bothers me. But like I said, it's a very traditional thought process that they have. And they want things done a certain. It's the same thing with a lot of things. That,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
everything
with older
has a
generation
bias.
versus
Yeah.
newer generations. It's like I don't want to I don't want to stereotype the entire older generations, but the way they think isn't necessarily as open and free-minded as these younger generations, right? You know, like, if you watch something like any of the Ryan Gosling movies that he's done, the indie ones, Only God Forgives, Place Beyond the Pines,
Drive.
fantastic movies, like, absolutely fantastic movies, but they're never going to get nominated because they're so, like, mind-fucking, and the storylines are fantastic, the acting is phenomenal, especially in Drive. Like, Ryan Gosling had, like, 4 lines in that entire movie. The cinematography was fucking next level in that movie. But it wasn't necessarily, like, a realistic movie in the sense that it was, like, so...
it kind of
was realistic,
yeah, like
but it wasn't...
There wasn't any like supernatural thing to it. It's
right,
like
but
he
it
got
wasn't.
Caught up in a,
it wasn't
in
a
mob
traditional kind of movie, you know.
No.
It wasn't that cut and dry A to B kind of plot thing that a lot of the Academy loves to see, you know. And obviously there's exceptions to the rules, you know, like Django was definitely, because it's a Tarantino movie, that's never A to B. Let's make that clear. And that got
I thought
nominated.
Django was pretty.
It's probably Tarantino's cleanest A to B movie, but
I haven't seen The Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight is not good.
I didn't plan on watching The Hateful Eight.
I'm pretty sure I've told you this before, but
it's Western Reservoir Dogs.
It's exactly Western Reservoir Dogs. It's the exact same plot, except there's one more person.
Yeah.
All right then.
Pink, green, red,
Well, I'm
blue,
not a huge fan of Tarantino.
orange.
I think there were 7 robbers in
Yeah, so
Reservoir
it's
Dogs.
literally Reservoir Dogs with one more person.
In the Wild West.
In the Wild West. In one location with nearly 0 flashbacks.
Nearly.
I've never seen Reservoir Dogs.
Watch Reservoir
It's a
Dogs.
very good movie.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day with Tarantino, though. He's like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Bastards. I kind of like Kill Bill, but it's really long,
Never watched it.
obviously. Those movies I like. I haven't seen all 8 of his movies. I've seen like half of them, but I'm just like, you're kind of doing the same thing with Wes Anderson. How he has these like bright sets and wide shots and stuff. They all have like this shtick.
I mean,
And it's like after like 6 movies, you're kind of like, okay, like.
But would you consider Pulp Fiction, Django, Kill Bill, and all those movies, would you consider them very similar to each other in terms of...
I mean, it's...
Not in terms of cinematography, in terms of plot or, like, storyline.
Well...
Also not including the A to Z to B to C to next year to before...
Yeah. Well, I mean... It was, like, Reservoir Dogs was built on flashbacks. Pulp Fiction was built on flashbacks. I mean, different plots, but apparently he writes
whole
all
point
of them.
of Pulp Fiction is that it was told out of order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it
but he
wasn't
does
necessarily flashbacks. It was just the 3 most relevant perspectives in the
and the
movie.
storylines between them.
I don't know. I just feel like certain directors are just, even Damien Chazelle, the new guy. He's young. He's only like 32. He just won Best Director for La La Land, but it seems like he's very musical based. Whiplash wasn't musical. It had music tones to it, obviously, but it wasn't a musical. And then he had like a small film he directed like right out of college, and they all have similar like tones and stuff. And I'm just like, I feel like after a certain while, I just get tired. Like, that's how I feel about Tarantino now. I feel like he still thinks he's the best person ever to walk the earth.
That's just
like,
Tarantino always,
Yeah, that's
though.
just Tarantino.
Well, yeah, but I feel like he got it off Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction because those were both well-received movies.
Like, I'll
and
tell
Oscar-nominated.
anyone who wants to know this, the original casting for Inglourious Bastards, Tarantino cast himself as Aldo Rain.
Yeah.
As Brad Pitt's character.
And Brad Pitt was like, I want in, and then... And people were crediting Tarantino as like, oh, this is his least self-aggrandizing film ever. But what was the last the last line in that movie? I think this might be my masterpiece. And in the original script called for Quentin Tarantino to stare directly into the camera and say, I think this might be my masterpiece.
Yeah. But it's the same thing as coming from someone who's been involved with art for a very long time. You find a niche that you like and something that you stick to. And for me, in digital art and graphic design, it's been simplistic, abstract, and vector things. And that's what I do, right? It's what I'm comfortable with, and it's what I like creating, right? And it's the same thing with any other art, like if someone really likes doing graffiti, they'll pretty much stick to that. Or if someone does tattoos, they'll stick to doing a certain type of tattoos, traditional, or whether it be geometric or watercolor or fucking photorealistic, whatever. They have something that they're good at doing, so they stick to doing that. And it's the same thing with a director, like Tarantino likes doing these out of order, crazy storyline, lots of gore, self-centered movies, and that's what he does.
Didn't Quentin Tarantino do Hostel?
No, that was Eli Roth.
Oh, never mind.
Who was in Inglourious Bastards.
The thing is, the reason Hateful Eight got so much crap thrown at it is
because it was Reservoir Dogs.
Exactly, and it was just another Tarantino movie.
Mm-hmm.
In that same kind of time period as Django,
mm-hmm.
with the plot styling of
Reservoir Dogs.
With the plot styling of Reservoir Dogs, with the presentation of Kill Bill in its chapter sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the thing is, people don't want to stay with an artist or a creator if their craft does not evolve.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue I have with Tarantino.
Has decided that he is done. He has decided that he is done in evolving.
Yeah. And that's
also,
why I hated
He also
Tarantino.
said he's only going to... I don't know if he's changed his mind, because I heard this a few years ago. He's only going to do 10 movies, in his career. Right and direct. I'm sure he'll help out with others. But, so he only has 2 left to really show us, hey, can you do more than what you're known for? Because I feel like movies, the more you release, the different... You can't just release the same thing every few years.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
And then Tarantino said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Hold my juice box.
Hold My Beer should be the title of his autobiography. I bet you can't make a good movie. Hold My Beer. Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, no, but I loved every movie up until Hateful Eight that Tarantino has made. Besides one that I haven't seen. The fuck is that one?
There was Jackie Brown I haven't seen.
I haven't seen Jackie Brown.
And Death Proof.
Yeah, no, okay, 2 movies I haven't seen of his.
I saw part of Death Proof.
I've seen the other 6 though, so
See, I
I
felt
can't
like they've
really...
actually gotten worse though. I felt Django was too long, and the Hateful Eight just got so many bad reviews. I had no interest in seeing it.
Yeah,
Hateful Eight.
Inglourious Bastards, I was like, I am seeing this movie, and it's one of my favorite movies.
That was a long-ass movie.
But it felt like there was stuff happening all the time. I felt like Django, I was falling asleep halfway through it.
Yeah, but also...
I thought Django was decent.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I think it's my least
Samuel
favorite
L.
one I've
Jackson.
seen. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's in every Tarantino movie.
Yeah, him and Tarantino are butt buddies.
Yeah. Name a better iconic duo, I dare you.
Well, I think just Samuel L. Jackson knows that he is going to make some money off a Tarantino movie that he is in.
And I don't blame him, man. He does a good job in the roles he's given. So,
yeah.
I mean, more power to Samuel L. Jackson.
Quick tangent. You guys ever see The Kingsman?
Yes.
The Golden Circle, or whatever the hell the new one's
I'm
called?
just talking about the first one. With Samuel
I'm excited
L.
for the new one, man.
Oh my god, Samuel! I never laughed so
Dude,
hard at Samuel L. Jackson in that movie.
Have you seen the unedited version or the director's cut version of it? There's one scene that isn't in the final
cut. Yeah,
the final cut. It's literally 5 seconds long, and it's hilarious. And I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you know about this
I
deleted
cannot
scene or whatever?
recall.
I think it's the scene. I don't know what version you get. Did you guys see it in the movie theater? Or
I saw it in the movie theater. I've seen it on DVD.
I saw it on HBO.
I think it was the scene where he's passing by the woman in the cell, and she's like, "I'll let you fuck me in the ass" or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was that scene that was cut from.
No, that was
the regular.
That was in the
that was
theater.
in the regular one. No.
Yeah.
I know there's one scene that was fucking not in the actual release of the movie. That was released in the director's cut. I thought it was that scene. I guess it wasn't. That line was funny as shit, though.
It sure was.
But,
because they played that off at the end of the movie when they were wrapping everything up, and he, I can't remember
the kid's name.
No, I know Eggsy's name. I'm trying to remember the other guy's name, the older dude.
Colin Firth.
No, not Colin Firth. Oh God,
Michael Caine.
No, the other
not
one.
Stanley Tucci.
The guy who was like in the plane. All the shit that was going down. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. The guy who, like, during the end of the movie, he was like guiding Eggsy through everything.
Yeah, not
him.
Stanley Tucci. I thought it was Stanley Tucci, but it wasn't.
But he was like everything was wrapping up, and then he like looked through Eggsy's like video.
Yeah.
Google Glass feed.
Yes, and he saw,
he saw her turning over, and he's like, "Oh, Eggsy." So that's why that had to still be in the movie to establish that.
Mark Strong.
That's
the
it.
Dude, Merlin.
Yes, Merlin. Thank you.
Yes, that was a great movie, dude. I loved that.
I'm excited for the sequel.
And they did a really good adaptation from. Oh, okay. Now we talked about books to movies, but like obviously there's comics to movies too.
Well,
and
comics to movies
was a comic.
Yeah.
But
in the comic, it was originally supposed to be just Mark Hamill himself got kidnapped. But I love that they got them to get Mark Hamill to play the character who got kidnapped to start the story.
Comics is different, though, because I feel like... I don't know about Kingsman, how extended it got, but most of the main, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, like, they all have extended universes or alternate universes, and you can kind of pick and choose stuff from them and then make a separate universe. Like a separate movie universe based off the comics. I feel like a direct book to movie is you only have this book. So you have to cut stuff or change stuff and then it affects the book. Whereas comics, you're like, oh, okay, well, they cut this part, but they also took from this other.
That's only true with a couple of things. And that's mainly like, it's like Spider-Man has alternate universes. Batman has alternate universes.
Batman has like 3,000 universes.
DC just has alternate universes.
I don't know about Superman. I'm sure he does.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
There's the different worlds.
My favorite alternate version of Batman is Flashpoint Batman.
Okay, but there's also different Batmans too, because like in the comics, Bruce Wayne doesn't live forever. Duh.
You've got your Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond.
You have Batman Beyond.
They need to make that movie.
Dude, if they made Batman Beyond, I might go back to DC movies and be like.
But then again, they need to get the right person to direct it because I know they'll find a way.
But they have Joss Whedon now, so maybe
I feel like Joss Whedon would be a good choice to direct Batman Beyond.
I agree.
He is kind of supposed to be a little bit of a smartass. And also kind of a dumb kid, while old grizzled Bruce Wayne is kind of supposed to walk him through it.
Yeah.
And I remember in the cartoon series, it was supposed to be kind of a quiet nod that Bruce Wayne might or might not be his biological father. But, they could do a lot. They could have a lot of fun with casting Batman Beyond. If they were to get rid of that particular thing, because it's not really a huge deal, you could get someone like, I don't know, would you watch Donald Glover as Batman?
Absolutely.
See, that would be awesome.
But he's in Spider-Man.
Who the fuck's Donald Glover?
Childish Gambino.
Why?
Have you seen him in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta's great.
Have you seen him in any of the things? Community?
No.
Dude, Community is fucking hilarious.
If it's not on Netflix, assume I don't watch it. All I have is Netflix.
Yeah, it's a shame. Community's on Hulu. I don't know. It's not on Netflix. I tried multiple times.
Anyway, I think Donald Glover would be phenomenal in a lot of things, and I think he'd play a really good Batman Beyond, actually. Yeah, because he's cocky, arrogant, but also funny
dry,
and
cocky,
witty.
Not in your
he has the ability to appear truly human on screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Atlanta really lent itself to that.
Absolutely, dude. He did
That's why he has the
phenomenally with
Golden
that.
Globe and hopefully the Emmy.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, okay, so what I was saying before is, like, Spider-Man and all these other people have a lot of different universes and adaptions and stuff like that, but there's some of them who don't have, they have one storyline, and that's it. Black Widow, I'm sure, only has one storyline. I don't think they really touch too much on it.
She doesn't have a solo movie.
She doesn't have a solo movie, but her comics are insane.
Yeah.
No, I want to see a solo movie.
Completely bonkers.
Yeah, I don't think Iron Man has multiple universes
he
in his...
He does.
He
Yeah,
does he?
Nothing major.
Not
I
a
don't
lot,
think it's
but
like...
because the whole Mandarin twist, spoiler alert, I was talking to my friend who's a diehard comic guy, and I told him, I was like, was this like in anything? He's like, not in any of them. He's like, there have been multiple ones with the Mandarin, and none of them were like this twist.
Well, that is also an issue when you're making an adaptation to film, is you want to do something your viewers have never seen before and that they wouldn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Knight
Yeah.
is a perfect example of that.
Like, you want to do something they would not expect. That's one of the most important, very key things.
Yeah.
Something they haven't seen before. Because if you're just going to do a page-for-page adaptation, you're going to lose some of the casual audience because there's going to be a lot of, like, hard graphic novel elements to it that some people just aren't going to get.
Yeah.
And there are also going to be some things that just don't translate well to the screen.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest kind of shitty thing that happens between adaptations from any kind of written medium to the silver screen. And, like, it is a good talking point, since we were talking about adaptations and also reboots and stuff like that too. They did a great job on the first two movies, because technically it's two movies. It's one long one if you watch them back to back. It's because it's the same storyline, but they actually split it into two. And they're redoing it now, and it looks great. And Stephen King books have translated very well to movies, from my not extensive knowledge, but I mean,
they've made a ton of his books into movies.
It has
Yeah,
done
I feel
really
like
well.
some of them have not been that
I was
great.
going to say, some of them
Some
flop.
of them have not been very good, but
Which
it's also
is true. But
Stephen King is ridiculously productive. There was
Yeah.
a while during his peak of writing where he had two different pen names outside of, like, he was writing under his regular name, and his publishers were like, "You're releasing too much. Stop." And he was like, "Okay," and he started releasing shit under pen names
wow,
with other publishers. So he was doing the work of three authors at the same time.
Stephen King's a monster when it comes to writing. He just pumps shit out so quickly. I mean, you have It, you have Pet Sematary. I know it's a series.
Ton of movies.
Under the Dome is his.
Under the Dome, that had a few seasons on its television
Yeah,
show.
yeah, I
I
heard
don't
it
think
did really well too.
I don't think it did, honestly.
Really? I heard it did
I
well.
think it got canceled like halfway through its third season just because it got repetitive and stupid.
Yeah.
I never saw it,
Yeah, I didn't either.
but like the reviews I've seen and the Reddit comments I've seen,
The only thing I knew is Hank was in it from Breaking Bad.
he wasn't it.
Forget the actor's name. Whatever.
with the
movie day.
I think that's why Hank they
Asexual.
massive spoiler alert. I'll give you a few minutes to pause because I'm about to go into Breaking Bad. He apparently wanted to leave the show earlier, and I think it was to do Under the Dome. But the people like Vince Gilligan and gang were like, no, we have this episode like for you in the desert. And like it's all leading up to this. You can't leave before you get shot. Unspoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Leg gasp.
I'll figure out the timing afterwards and say that. But yeah, so he like wanted to leave Breaking Bad earlier. Fun fact.
What
Not
was
very
really
fun
weird was
not very
Stephen
fun
King
fact.
wrote like a very short story called I think it was called Haven, and that got turned into a TV show that
It did.
lasted like 5 seasons.
Mhm.
And the TV show had almost nothing to do with the story itself. Like, it literally had like 3 characters in the short story. They were supposed to be like talking in a diner about the mysterious past of one character and doing some like journalistic detective investigation type stuff. Hi.
Alright, so since there's no visual for Sqwadcast,
Robbie just
while Ryan was talking,
bottle cap all the way across.
I took my bottle cap off my Wawa raspberry tea and put it on Robbie's knee, and then he took it and flung it right over Ryan's legs and hit Blake's wall.
Thanks for the play-by-play analysis there, Tim.
So you gotta go here, bam!
Yeah. Alright,
Cut that
The cap goes to the knee, he sets up for the shot.
But okay, let's go through other Stephen King movies, though, for real. Shawshank Redemption, The Shining,
Oh, great.
Stand By Me.
Yep. Some fantastic films there.
Yeah, all Stephen King novels, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Pet Sematary.
Shining also had Stanley Kubrick.
The Mist. Ugh.
The Mist.
Apparently,
They're
Stephen
turning that
King.
into a TV
Misery.
show.
That was great.
Oh,
Apparently,
Misery.
according to Reddit,
Carrie. Green Mile.
well, the first Carrie.
Yeah, not... Yeah.
Yeah, rebooting anything is.
Dreamcatcher.
Well, I guess that would be the second one. Another point. I don't know how much time we have. But,
Children of the
whatever.
Corn.
Are reboots worth it?
Sometimes.
For the most part, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes they can be very good and needed.
Yep. And I really hope Stephen King's It is one of those reboots that just kind of... And, I mean, they have, like, a lot of the cast from
Dude,
Stranger
I
Things, the
just
kids-wise, and they're fucking phenomenal. They have, like, 2 or 3 people
I just
from
watched it last night.
Stranger Things.
And
What,
it-
Stranger Things?
No, it.
The original one.
Yeah, I bought it at Walmart. $5. What a steal.
You
Watch-
watch both of them? Or the whole...
The whole thing.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah, I
dude.
know.
Yeah, okay.
From 9 o'clock
You
till
don't
2
get
o'clock in the morning,
movies
I was
that
watching
long
that shit.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because it was a
they're
2-part series.
I think they're
It
coming
was literally
back
two-
to that though, because
I
I,
mean,
feel like movies have
but
gotten
movies
longer.
are getting longer because I
Stephen
think
King-
one of the longest films ever made, I think it was like Ben-Hur.
Ben-Hur. I mean, it could be. I mean, Stephen King
That,
is
that
probably
movie was
up there.
like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, this is 2 parts. I mean, I guess you can't technically consider it one movie, but it was 2 parts because it was supposed to be played on some fucking network, and they couldn't obviously do it in 1 time slot, so they put it in 2 time slots. And the first one's like 2 hours long, and the second one's like 2.5 hours long. So altogether, you know, it's 4.5 hours long or some shit like that. It's long.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hopefully they're not going to do Stephen King, the new one, in 2 parts, I don't think.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they are.
You think they are seriously going to do it in 2
think
parts?
They will.
I don't think they will. Only because, like, it's going to be too well received initially, right? And people really want to watch it, and
Yeah,
you don't want to split into 2 parts right off the bat. You kind of want to get everything out there because the hype is like so real. They just want to see it from start
I
to finish.
hope not.
It doesn't strike me as the kind of thing people would be like, oh man, I'm so hyped to see part 2.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't want to wait, because if you've seen the original Pet Sematary, the original It, I'm pretty sure they released both of the parts, like, at the same time, right? It was just 2 different movie slots,
Ooh,
right?
man,
Like,
that
you
was
didn't have to wait,
released
like...
in the 90s. And when I was
you-
watching it, you could just tell it was the 90s.
Oh, absolutely.
Nostalgia plus cringe.
You didn't-
is the 90s.
You didn't... I don't think it was ever released in a movie theater, so... You didn't have to wait those 2 or 3 years between parts like you did with, like, Mockingjay, part 1 and 2.
Well, if they do it though, like Kill Bill, I think, and I know Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 were filmed literally right after each other. Like Back to the Future Part 3 came out 6 months after Part 2 because they literally just shot it all the way through. So they could do something like that.
Oh, sorry.
There's ominous sign language
The
going
top
on
one.
behind the scenes here at Sqwadcast.
Our producer.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure it was released on some network. It never went to the theaters, so you didn't have to wait those 2 years between the 2 parts. They like released one part one day at 9 o'clock, and then the next one the next day, so you could watch like the whole movie, like kind of like that. And if you've seen the movie, there's not really a good space to be like, all right, this is movie 1 done, and now we're gonna like cliffhanger people until 2 years down the road. I don't think Stephen King's
Mockingjay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's the kind of movie to split it into two. I think you can kind of cut out a lot of the bullshit that was in the original adaptation of Stephen King's It, and then just kind of go from there. But, obviously we have to wait and see. I don't know when it's supposed to be released. Is it this year or next?
This year.
This year. Late
November.
this year, I'm assuming.
November.
Yeah,
Well,
November.
we're already in May.
I thought it was in September.
Either
To the
way,
International Movie Database.
either way, relatively soon.
Release
Yeah.
date, September 8th, 2017.
September 8th.
Ah! Suck it.
Robbie with the slam dunk.
So even less time that we have to wait.
Hey man, even
Yeah, I
a
know.
blind squirrel is right twice a day. So
What?
In order to get the
I know he knows those. That's not the same. I know he knows that, so I'm not going to correct him. But I'm angry at you.
Mm.
I think we're all.
I think
angry
I
at
made
that.
all of Sqwadcast just facepalm.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah.
Kuda Sqwadcast.
Why are we high fiving?
I was just raising my
You know,
hand.
I just.
Oh, okay, but I-
Yes,
I-
Ryan, you have a question.
I was voting for a Kuda Squad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think you said Kuda Squad. I was like, what the fuck is... That sounds awesome.
Does it involve gung fu in any way?
Yes.
It involves
and
throwing Tim off the balcony.
And,
No!
and Idris Elba.
Yeah, Idris Elba will save me, even if he hasn't responded
Oh.
to any of my tweets.
Fun fact: if you guys haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 yet, see it.
Okay. Now you can't talk about spoilers, because that's very recent.
spoilers
Yeah.
are coming out now. No,
Don't
just
know.
kidding.
We're seeing it on
Shit
Tuesday.
is in space.
Dude,
So-
it is fucking amazing.
It's in space.
As my dad likes to refer to that movie as Protectors of the Universe.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, Dad,
Number 2.
you're usually pretty cool with knowing things, but that was horrible.
Does he call every anime character ever Pikachu? My dad does. The Jijiboo cards.
The Gigi Boo?
Yeah, that's what he says. Jijiboo cards.
I can't tell if there's racist undertones there.
It could be.
It's safe to assume that there are.
probably is.
Wow, alright. The Gigi Boo cards.
Oh man. I'm going to reference an old XKCD comic, but the best way to condescendingly ignore anything is to just say, I'm sorry, I don't play Pokemon, no matter what they're talking about.
Hey man, did you catch the Caps game last night? I'm sorry, I don't play Pokemon. What?
And just walks out.
Dude, did you see that Ovechkin rush last night? I don't play Pokemon.
I saw this is the biggest tangent of the thing. I saw something on /r Tinder last night, and it was some girl had something that said like really a huge hockey fan or something like that, right? And the guy had messaged her and was like, "Did you see that Carl Wheezer got pulled out of the game last night?" And she's like, "Yeah, dude, I heard about that." And he's like, "Oh, did you see like bulky some some other Jimmy Neutron character?" And it was like that play.
fucking love him.
Yeah, it was like, I didn't watch it, but I heard my dad talking about it, and then, like at the end he named 3 fucking Jimmy Neutron characters, and at the end he's like, those are all Jimmy Neutron characters, and it was like instantly unmatched. It's like, don't say you're a hockey fan if you're fucking not. Like, I get if you don't know,
Or say you're a
people's
casual
names.
fan.
Or say you're a fan, that's cool, but like if someone says like, oh, did you see that Carl Wheezer play, and you don't know who Carl Wheezer is, and obviously Jimmy Neutron, like what the fuck is wrong with your childhood if you didn't watch Jimmy Neutron, first of all. But
Carl Wheezer, he's the center for the Llamas.
but like if you don't know who that is, like if I said Ovechkin and you didn't know who that is, first of all, why don't you know who Ovechkin is? But second, like just be like, oh yeah, I don't know that person, or like, oh no, I didn't see that. Like don't fucking lie, just be truthful about it. I mean, I guess Tinder is like the lying center of the internet, but whatever.
It's elevator pitch dating.
Yeah. Fucking angled pictures to make you look a lot
High
thinner
and
than
to
you
the
were.
left.
Yeah. It's like, in your picture, you look like you were 100 pounds, but in real life, you're 9 million. What happened? Angles, man. And lighting.
And filters.
And filters. And that's the stupid fucking, like,
All right,
dog
we're
filters.
like three tangents deep right now.
Anyway.
We're in tangent.
You guys know about the new Tinder movie coming out?
That new Tinder.
Is that the sequel to the Emoji movie?
Yeah. God.
Oh God, why does that exist? Oh no.
Or I know it didn't actually become a movie, but there was this like trailer that they made 2016 into a horror movie. Shit was the best. It was the most hilarious trailer I ever saw for a movie that didn't exist, I guess. But yeah,
I found an old movie on YouTube a while back. It was like posted in 2012, and the only name for it is 2016 Ghana movie, and it's the worst. I think it is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like they have the entire movie. They just have an announcer song, 2016, and then things explode with really bad CGI, and it's filmed in front of the same three houses in Ghana.
Jesus Christ!
It looks bad. There's a really bad CGI xenomorph from Aliens, and it kicks a baby, and then the baby explodes.
I've seen that. Hold on, I've seen that. They were in a house or something, I don't know. I think I've seen that.
It is a pile of nonsense, and it
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Fucking, there's a bunch of Bollywood
So
movies
if
that are
anytime
like that,
anyone says 2016 the movie, I think of that movie. 2016.
Sorry, Bollywood just made me think of Chris D'Elia's video the other day. Okay, so Tim, is there any other questions or topics that we didn't touch on? Well, he did. When it comes to movies, go all day.
I mean, I could
think
too,
we
but
touched on 3 of the 7 things that you wanted
but
to
actually,
talk
the
about.
things that you actually had written down that we should probably talk about that we maybe didn't, but I don't remember.
To
what
the
questions-
notepad.
Well, while you're doing that, is anyone excited to see Dunkirk?
Design.
Yes.
Wow, we didn't talk about a lot of these things. What is that?
Design, streaming,
It's the
method
new
acting.
World War II movie.
Yeah, it's Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher
Oh.
Nolan doing a World War II movie
I'm
about the
already in there.
evacuation of Dunkirk.
Interesting. I mean, if it's Christopher Nolan, I'm in there.
Yep, Tom Hardy's in it.
If it's Tom Hardy too, I'm in there.
Mark
Yeah.
I know
Rylance.
Jessica's going to be in there too.
And,
Myler.
and she would want Tom Hardy to
Who's
be in
that?
her.
Yeah, exactly. Jessica. How do you not know Jessica?
I don't think he ever met Jessica.
You've never met? Yes, he absolutely has.
Ow! That's my
For those
scapula.
of you listeners out there, Blake just abused him. Play by play.
Look, as this Sqwadcast develops, we're going to get more and more violent with one another, and
Probably.
I'm greatly looking forward to it. It's Sqwadcast number 127. I'm bringing a gun.
See, Ryan actually has a gun, so I'm afraid.
He has airsoft guns though.
I can get a real gun.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he has
and-
connections.
because he has to buy them on the black market.
Or I can buy them on the white market
Okay,
completely
so-
legally.
I was about to say, he's not a white male with no criminal record. He can
I
get
am a white male with no criminal
That's
record.
what he's not a white male with no criminal record. He can easily
You're
get-
directly
That's what I'm
contradicting me
saying.
now, Blake. You're saying I'm not. I am. I am exactly those things.
I know you are, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's not like it would be hard for you to get a gun, like you're not a white male.
Okay, then I
Okay?
definitely misheard you there.
Now we're on the same page. It would be
We're never on the
extremely
same
easy for you to get and purchase a weapon and have it within the next 3 days, probably.
I second this.
If it's a pistol, he can walk out with it.
That
Or
is
it's a
actually
shotgun or whatever it
completely
is.
not true. You can buy a shotgun and walk out with it.
Yeah,
Pistol,
a pistol will
you
have to
gotta
wait like a
You
week.
have to get an HQL, and that
Whatever.
takes weeks.
Yep. So,
When that day comes, Omen's gonna protect me.
you know what? I have a distinct feeling
I have too much love for Omen.
Exactly.
that a beanbag wouldn't stop
It'll
much of a bullet.
it'll be a love
Yeah,
shield.
but
A love shield.
Treating injuries with prescription painkillers can lead to heroin addiction. I'm sorry, I just saw that on Facebook. I'm fucking done with this world.
I mean, prescription painkillers are opioids.
Yeah, but
So, yeah.
but it's not just like I took an NSAID, now I want some heroin.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
you're right, right?
Oh man.
Wow.
Man, I did that one. What is it called? That 600 milligrams of ibuprofen. I'm ready to inject my shit and fuck my life.
I took an aspirin. I need some H.
Wow. I can't wait to get those bees out of my teeth.
Oh my god.
And then fucking Nicolas Cage comes out, the bees!
That's my favorite part of that movie.
That's my favorite part of his career.
That's true.
One of the best memes ever.
That's such a bad movie. That's such a bad movie.
Horrendous
Except for
movie.
that part.
I think I saw a YouTube haiku that was literally a mashup of B movie and Not the Bees.
I think Nicolas Cage probably has one of the worst
Filmographies?
Yes, absolutely. I think Nicolas Cage
If there's a
horrendous
Netflix category for movies featuring a Nicolas Cage freak out.
It'd be all of them.
Well, no, it's an actual one. It's an actual thing. It's really on Netflix.
Wow.
Amazing.
Why does he always sound like he's a cold guy and going through hypothermia?
Because he is.
Chill, man.
Don't tell a guy chill when he's suffering from hypothermia.
Chill out,
That just
man.
makes things
That's
worse. Yeah. Come on, man.
Are you always cold? Oh.
Well, I was wanted to talk about method acting if we have time, but I don't know. This could be a bonus supersized episode. We're already at an hour
Here's
20.
a perfect example of method acting in that they don't really screenwrite for Nicolas Cage. They just tell him what he's supposed to be talking about on set. And then they snap their fingers when he's supposed to go completely insane.
So, all the time.
Pretty
Just
much.
constantly people...
What about Adam Sandler? How do you feel about Adam Sandler?
Ugh.
I think he has not conducted himself well. If I'm going to be very, very, like...
What do you
what's
mean?
the word I'm looking
Being
for here?
political on Sqwadcast? What?
Not political.
PC?
PC?
No.
Polite.
Yes, polite. Thank
Polygamy?
You. Why can't I do
Polygamy. What?
He's very
Yeah,
polygamous.
He's a Mormon.
Tim doesn't want that
It's
one
Kevin James and David Spade. He has 2 husbands. They're in all of his movies.
I'm not a big fan of Adam Sandler. Never have been. Of any of his movies.
Punch Drunk Love, though.
Okay.
I think
You
in
can
the
say like
there's one
90s and very early
Even the
2000s
90s.
was the peak of his career, and everything ended.
Like, Daddy Daycare wasn't that bad. And
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry was
yeah.
okay
Oh my God.
at
Yeah.
best.
I
Okay at
almost
best.
swallowed that entire bottle of asprin watching that movie.
The one
And now you're
where
addicted
he
to
Now
that.
you have a crippling heroin addiction.
the one where he went back to elementary school or whatever.
Oh, Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Billy
Billy
Madison
Madison.
wasn't that bad either.
Oh no,
Happy
I
Gilmore
think his
was
early.
great.
Okay,
yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
His earlier movies were great.
Yeah, but
I mean, like,
enjoyed
that's another
Waterboy.
thing. He's done the same thing his
I like The
entire
Waterboy.
career.
That movie's great.
The Waterboy's amazing.
I'm not a big Adam Sandler fan in general. His voice really fucking bothers me.
Yeah, I can get behind you on that.
And he always does this like cutesy voice thing that like with his like nasally. Oh, dude, I just don't. Adam Sandler's not my kind. That comedy style is not my shtick.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I
A
hate
lot of
Kevin
comedians.
James.
I'm not a big fan of Kevin
If
James.
Kevin
either.
James just died,
One of the
just got
best
hit by a
burns
car,
on
I would
television,
shed
Brooklyn
one tear,
Nine-Nine,
a tear of
when
joy.
Andy Samberg was undercover as the auctioneer, and Adam Sandler was trying to buy that Russian antiquity, and he's like, well, what are you doing here, Adam Sandler's like, I make serious movies. I'm writing a movie about the Russian Revolution. And who's Kevin James playing it? Trotsky.
Paul Blart, Mallcock.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh my
Christ.
God. The fucking the meme lord over here.
All right, there we go. We have our nominee for Best Laugh on Sqwadcast.
And I think he won it too, like just all in one go.
Oh man,
Dude, when they showed that movie, Kevin James, and Here Comes the Boom, where he's a UFC fighter
oh
or
god,
whatever, I just cringed. I peeled over. I died.
I don't know, man.
You're looking at an astro projection.
Jesus Christ, where's Benedict Cumberbatch?
Here's the unequivocal end of any of these guys' comedic careers in filmmaking is when they try to make that shift to semi-serious filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Sandler tried to do God, what was it? Was it Punch Drunk Love and Spanglish and 50 First Dates and
Well, I think Punch Drunk Love was the only, like, serious movie. All the other ones were, like, dramedies.
yeah. And
like, Punch Drunk Love was a super serious... And it had Philip Seymour Hoffman. And I don't
But
really know
that's-
a bad movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm
Yeah.
saying that it affected the rest of his filmmaking
yeah.
and precipitated that very sharp decline.
Here on Sqwadcast, Ryan just used precipitated.
Hey, I have my SAT words from time to time. I can't do small words like polite, but I can do precipitated.
Hey. I mean,
It's a lot of pee.
ew.
Hand me that bottle, please.
This just in, Tim likes golden showers.
Ew, I'm not Eddie.
Oh, did you know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you work with him tonight.
Our unnamed producer just shuddered.
Oh.
So method acting. I mean, this was a separate topic, but I don't know if just make this a supersized episode or save that for a rainy day.
I'm kind of curious, how long into this episode are we?
Enough.
We're about an hour 20.
Okay.
I could talk about movies forever, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
I feel like if we were to make this a big one, we would have to release it in 2 parts.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna throw myself
For
off
the
the
sake
balcony.
for the sake of the listeners, though, you want them to be able to break it up and not have to find the exact moment they were not watching it
It's true.
or they stopped watching it.
No one watches this shit anyway, so...
It's audio.
Well, no one listens to this shit anyway.
Well, start making it into a mixtape and start handing it out at the supermarket.
Oh god, hand it out on fucking 8 tracks. Just
Right there, right in Weiss.
Please refer to it as We Is.
We is.
Thank you.
Is that a new thing now?
No.
new.
Well, now it
No.
is.
Yeah.
We is.
Also, at night...
I like that. I'm
night-
stealing it. It's mine now.
Because it's definitely not been called We Is by people since it was fucking founded or anything.
that the sign for Weiss, half of the W
We
doesn't
is.
work, so now it's Weiss. So it's like it's a fucking German grocery store.
You mean V is?
V is Weiss.
Talking in a sexy German accent. He is.
Even
That
sexy,
wasn't a very sexy German.
even
accent.
sexy German accents still sound angry as fuck.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
German accents, you either sound angry or you sound gay.
Yeah,
Sometimes
that's
both.
Sometimes
Most of the
both.
times
Sometimes
both.
you're an angry gay German.
true. Suck my Wiener Schnitzel.
Their dirty talk sounds like they're going to rip it off.
Our unnamed producer just gave me a look.
This, I'm so happy to have been a part of this today. This
Me
has
too.
been the worst tangent Sqwadcast I've been a part of, and I'm so happy
Yeah, this is
to have train wrecked this.
I'm not even mad. Don't talk about
This has been
Trainwreck.
fun.
Don't bring up Amy Schumer.
Oh
Anything.
god, I hated that movie so much.
I didn't watch it. Don't plan on it. Amy Schumer can go suck a fuck.
I wouldn't even let her suck a fuck. I want her to suck a piece of shit.
I wanted her to suck on a bottle of bleach. Die.
I
A
want to.
bottle of bleach.
Because
with
her humor does have some
With
appeal.
ibuprofen so she can...
ibuprofen, she gets a crippling heroin addiction.
Maybe then she'd lose some weight and stop talking about how fat she is.
Oh my god.
Dude, her comedy sucks.
It's
ass.
so bad!
I've
so
seen
bad.
side-by-sides of her stand-up with the jokes that she has stolen from prolific comedians.
There's
Literally
multiple
the exact
videos.
same
Dude,
thing.
but every time I watch her stand up, every joke is about her vagina, and I'm like, I don't want to. You're ruining vaginas for me.
True. Her comedy's bad, man.
She
Like,
has,
real
like,
bad.
no stage presence.
No.
No, she doesn't.
I constantly had to say on tours how much I loved Amy Schumer, but in the back of my mind, I'm like,
Dude, I wouldn't have even said that. Like,
I quit.
Like when when I was still working at the restaurant, like if someone was like, "How's this drink?" I'd be like, "It's bad. Don't fucking get it." If someone was like, "Oh my god, Amy Schumer went here," it's like, "Yeah, but
Don't come here because
but she's not. She's one, not funny, and two, how about Mike Rowe went here?
Stacy Keibler, Towson alum,
Her too.
Who the hell's that?
She's a WWE diva.
was.
Yeah.
And there's that girl who won the Ninja Warrior
Yeah,
thing.
Candace-
She didn't win
Bizarro.
Ninja Warrior.
Or she
She was the
Candace
first female
Bizarro.
to get through the first stage in Ninja Warrior. And then she did the spider wall, and all 5 feet of her couldn't reach the spider wall.
So yeah, good for her.
I mean,
I
she's still
think
doing
that's
it.
kind of crappy
Hey,
that it's literally physically impossible for her
Yeah,
to do
like
the
she's
spider
5
wall.
feet tall. Like,
How tall is the spider? I don't know. What's
The spider wall is the thing where you have to have your arms and legs like spread all the way out,
Yeah.
and like there's no floor underneath you, and you just have
You
to
have to,
like tension crawl along the wall,
Yeah.
up and down, forward. Like it's bad, and it's far enough apart that she just did not have the wingspan to do it.
Literally can't even touch either of the walls.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well.
but now Towson is getting a Ninja Warrior course because of her.
She's Towson famous.
That's cool, I guess. And if you're into that kind
They
of
had
stuff.
some other bitch come and talk at TU for you this year. Another, not an American Ninja Warrior, but some other competition thing that some chick participated in. I don't know if she won. I don't
The swimmer dude went to Towson High. I forget his.
Oh, Michael Phelps.
The
Michael Phelps.
swimmer dude?
Towson
Yeah.
High.
The swimmer dude.
That
Couldn't
dude's
think
a
of his
douche.
Yeah, he's from around here.
He,
Yeah,
he
I've
was
heard
from
he's actually a
around where
douche.
I grew up and still live.
Which don't say,
Yeah.
by the way.
In
Well,
Thanks for the-
that's a pretty common record. People know where he lives. They could probably find out where I live. But hey,
and then in turn
You're
find
about
out
to
where
have a
I
whole bunch of
live.
spam because we're so famous.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
all 8 of the people who are going to listen to this, including us,
yeah.
Including
We are
us.
50%
including the
of
5
audience.
people in this room.
Well, now I can say fuck you to the audience and directly affect myself.
Yeah. So go fuck yourself, basically. So movies.
Yeah.
Movies.
Indie
Movies.
movies. God damn it, producer.
Yeah. Quit fucking shit up.
No, but we were talking about typecasting, I guess, but not really.
Is that how you orgasm?
Were
Blake?
we talking about typecast? We were talking about method acting.
Method acting. Method acting. Shut up, unnamed producer.
Blake's glitching out.
Is that how Jeff Goldblum orgasms?
I will.
I needed that mental image. Thanks, Blake.
No problem, man.
Dude, I'm gonna Jeff Goldblum shower curtain. Oh, Tim, for when we move in together.
Oh God.
Dude. Do those actually exist?
But yes.
I'm looking it up right fucking now.
Let me show you.
He's like, I have it saved under my wish list. No way.
Fucking done.
Gotta love Robbie-isms.
Wow, it's actually...
Did you doubt
No!
it?
See this.
What?
I
Why would
need
you
to
doubt
fucking
it?
see this. Is he holding a sloth?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting for Tim and I's
Here's
apartment.
where... Okay,
Yes.
obviously, since you guys can't see this, the picture is of Jeff Goldblum in what obviously seems to be a CGI'd or
And
green
it's only
screened,
$18.
green screened, like, I don't know, Jurassic Park-esque background.
He's in a forest.
He's a forest.
Yeah, that's
Whatever. He's in a pink, like a peachy salmon-colored turtleneck thing, and he's holding a monkey of some sort, or an ape.
Some sort of primate.
Some primate who's holding its nipples.
Next episode of Sqwadcast will have the full analysis.
It has 4.5 stars rating. And
it's a high-quality shower curtain.
And also, fits as expected.
Fits as expected.
So
Excellent.
expected not to fit.
So you guys are,
Oh yeah, you gotta dig up
fossils?
dinosaurs.
Also, for some reason, there's also another shower curtain here that's a cat holding a taco and a piece of pizza in space.
Yeah, that's their other shower curtain.
That's the other.
That's the one that's gonna. That's the one that's gonna be the shower liner. That's the one that's gonna face inside.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum's gonna face outside.
There you go.
Or you could do it the other way around.
Seriously, we're getting this Jeff Goldblum.
So Jeff
I don't
Goldblum
doubt
can
it.
watch you guys shower.
It's good. We're gonna reverse it so we see Jeff Goldblum as we lather our bodies.
And Space Taco Pizza Cat can be the outside.
Actually, yes.
Space Taco Pizza Cat.
Just 2 shower
Done.
curtains instead of that inner liner.
You rotate the.
You'd say to everyone.
You cut the both of the shower curtains in half, so you have Jeff Goldblum on one side and Space Taco Pizza Cat on the other, and you sew them together. Good luck finding anything that matches that.
I'm
Luckily,
sure
I
we
don't-
can find a bath mat that
That's
can.
half
That can
Jeff Goldblum and half Space Taco Pizza Cat.
First off, those two have nothing in common, so we can get a third thing that makes no sense. All right.
Hey!
So,
Just
Sqwadcast episode 10 is going to be interior decorating tips for Tim and Robbie's new apartment.
Hey!
Okay, so
We need to find a way to do a render of that to upload.
the third thing would be an Idris Elba fathead on the opposite wall.
Of course. No, that's going to go on
And it's
the
like-
ceiling of your bedroom. Tim.
Watch me as I sleep. Keep me safe.
Yeah, keep me safe, Idris.
Gung fu your way into my dreams.
And my panties.
This just in, Tim wears panties and likes golden showers still.
Did you say golden?
I'm still stuck on still.
Yeah, that can still happen.
Every part of that sentence was a surprise.
Oh, Lord. This is absolutely my favorite episode of
We've
Squad.
gone so
These have
far
been getting
off
better and
the-
better and better and better.
Yeah.
Dude, we're nowhere close to the highway anymore.
You know, it's really sad that no one listens to these. I really wish someone would.
We're on the dirt path.
Don't we have any
In a
friends
Coen
that can
Brothers
hack a radio
movie.
station?
No, you know those runaway paths that are just gravel for trucks that lose their brakes on the side of a highway? We went
Yes.
down one of those and then off of that and into a gulch.
We're on a gully right now.
Blood Gulch, more specifically. Halo references.
My man.
Check. Yeah.
I still gotta play Halo 5.
No, you don't.
Robbie
The
has
story.
the Warthog in
I want the
Rocket
story.
League,
Nice.
Hey.
and I love playing as the Warthog.
I want to play the story. I gotta finish it out.
It's they
They made a fifth one?
spoiler alert.
No,
listeners.
don't! No!
I'm not going to ruin the story. I'm not going to ruin the story, but they ruined Nathan Fillion's character.
Is that the black dude?
No, Nathan Fillion is the white dude who looks like Nathan Fillion.
Dude, I haven't played Halo in so long.
Done.
Did you ever play ODST?
No, actually I haven't.
Treat yourself. It's a
actually
it's a surprisingly awesome game.
It is. Yeah.
Alright, I probably will.
And it's
That's
it's
where
got
the series
it's got like
should have
a
ended,
it's
by the way. Halo 3 ODST is where it should have stopped.
Is it? Yeah. Alright.
because it had sort of half a Firefly reunion in it. It had Nathan Fillion, Alan Tudyk, and Adam Baldwin in it.
Yeah. Those are 3 names.
I'll have to
That
go
have
check
nothing to
that
do
out.
with movies.
Hey,
Except-
Serenity was a movie that all 3 of them were in. So fuck you.
Hey, look at that.
Huh, I know things.
Occasionally.
We did it. Sqwadcast.
Is it backwards compatible? Because then I'll definitely do it.
Probably not.
Are you backwards compatible?
I knew someone was going to say it.
Coming to the back.
I knew Tim was going to say it.
When watches Jeff Goldblum watches us find out if I'm backwards compatible.
So, you say you guys backwards compatible?
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life is Jeff Goldblum. It was literally a picture of Jeff Goldblum as a broom.
How surprising.
Ew, that laugh.
See, my first thought was... yeah.
What Tim first thought was 3-second silence, and then, yeah.
Well, when you first said Jeff Goldblum, I had some racist thoughts cross my mind.
When you successfully heat up a frozen pizza without burning the house down, I am proud to be an Italian.
Don't know why. There you go.
And I'm
Cheers,
proud
Jeff
to
Goldblum.
be an Italian.
What? Just like Danny DeVito.
You know, as tangent as this is, at least we're still talking about actors and things
Barely.
that
Yeah, I'll do
pertain to
that
movies.
barely. Yeah, so... Are we going to get into method acting, or are we just going to rant for now?
Probably not.
Ooh.
Done!
Ah,
I'm done.
ah. That's how Blake orgasms.
I'm done. Or how about Freddie Murphy?
The eye just over the laptop of our unnamed producer is scanning the room, desperately trying not to impart...
Freddie Murphy.
Yep. Oh my god. Oh. Okay.
Danny Burrito.
So...
Flanye West.
Yeah.
Okay, enough food puns.
Why not Flambe West?
Because some of us would actually like the idea.
Danny Dorito, Baby Hippo. What the fuck?
Man, we're definitely going down this rabbit hole now, aren't we?
Yeah. Done. Animorphs. Danny DeVito turns into a pug.
It's not that much of a jump, honestly.
No.
Yeah.
Really not.
What is this?
I don't know, man. I typed in Danny Dorito.
Look, so I have a thought.
Robert
First.
Brownie Jr., I'm done!
Robert Brownie.
It's Danny Dorito tattooed on them.
Dude, like,
doesn't?
2017, gender's on a spectrum. Come on.
What? How is that?
Those correlations.
Oh
is
god! I think I just had an aneurysm.
I think we had an aneurysm together, actually.
I feel closer to you than never before.
Wow.
Oh, so a new interior design tip for Tim and Robbie's apartment. You know
That should be
the
another
Florida
episode of
Panthers
Sqwadcast.
Kevin Spacey sweater?
Kevin Space Heater.
Tim, you know this thing that the Florida Panthers have done, right? With Kevin Spacey's face on a sweater?
No.
Oh my god. Fucking look that shit up.
Hold on, I'm looking up
Get-
Kevin Space Heater, see if there's a...
Of course there probably is.
There's not.
Wow.
Surprisingly. What was
Genuinely
the other one?
surprised.
You talking about the Florida Panthers?
Yeah.
Lasagna Del Rey.
Dawn! Florida, what? Panthers... For who was it?
Kevin Spacey, Florida Panthers,
Kevin Space.
sweatshirt.
Ryan C. Crescent Roll. Bourbon Freeman.
So, for
Oh,
some
when he
reason,
put his...
the Florida Panthers had this weird thing where they would give this hoodie of Kevin Spacey, somewhat translucent, on a stack like Hubble telescope picture of space on a hoodie to whoever was like their locker room player of the game. And somehow that went viral, and then Kevin Spacey showed up to a game wearing that hoodie, wearing a mask of his own face.
Yeah. And he moved the mask.
And he moved the mask.
And it was him.
It was like WWE Sting wearing a Sting mask.
Kevin Spacey's great, dude.
You remember when Bryan Cranston went to Comic-Con as Bryan Cranston?
Yeah. That was great. People didn't realize it, too, which was hilarious. They're like, wow, that was a really good cosplay. It's like, no, it's actually me.
Yeah.
What is happening? Is this just factoring itself? Oh, God.
It is a word that I can... It's a word that I cannot repeat.
So we'll play it again.
No, I know the word. I guess this episode is over.
Sqwadcast out!
We could have to edit that out.
There's just going to be like a 2-minute long just background bleep while all the rest of us are laughing over it. If that is doable, please.
Tim, are you
Aw.
alright?
You can't you can't insert it in like a separate track or something like that.
I can, but like
It would be really complicated to balance it.
Get rid of the background noise of Robbie's video.
That would be amazing, though. Oh my God.
I don't think we're going to get to talk about method acting or indie movies or typecasting.
I feel like I'd be a terrible method actor.
Streaming. That's it? Alright, there we go!
Sqwadcast out!